threatened my counselors, like, I'm going to drop out if you don't give me the classes I want. I already, like, put my heart into FIT. I might as well go and just try it. And I realized that I wasn't as passionate for it. I thought I was going completely blind. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to make art the same way again. I thought I was screaming to the void, putting my art out on the internet.
Hi everyone, Good Soup After Dark here. I'm Marie, Jay behind the cameras, and today we have mixed media artist who based in New York. So welcome, Toni Hollannd.
Hi.
This is your camera. You can tell about your art and about yourself a little bit.
My name's Toni. You can find me at Toni Hollannd on Instagram. I'm a painter, printmaker, and all-around jack of all trades.
The first thing that I want to ask you, because everyone who became an artist one day, they have a story behind it. So how do you start to do what the first you start to do, and how do you start to do it?
Well, I've always been interested in art my entire life. My mom is the one that really got me into it. Just started doodling and playing with glitter pens, and along the way in high school, I finally got into art classes, and through the help of my art teachers, I was exposed to all different mediums. Really fell in love with painting and photography and things like that. Originally, I thought I was going to get into fashion, so I aimed for FIT. And got in, went for a few months, thought this isn't really for me, quit that, and just really focused on painting and other mediums here and there, tried playing around with different sort of mediums, and 10 years later, I'm a full-time painter.
What's your favorite type of art do you like to pursue? What's the favorite? Do you paint? I know you do different stuff. You paint, you do the stamps, and everything is so different.
Yeah.
What's the favorite thing that you like to do that you're willing to spend nights and days on?
Right now, it's definitely painting. I'll wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and paint all throughout the morning, and then at night, I'll be painting. I'm pretty much painting all day, every day, whenever I get the chance.
What do you use?
I mostly work in acrylics, so that's all I use.
Do you try to do like a different, like a watercolor, oil, or something like that?
I've tried watercolors. I really haven't gotten into oils. Those are really, really messy.
Yeah, and stinky.
Yeah, stinky, messy, a whole hassle. I prefer the acrylics. It's a nice, middle ground.
And you said you showed the interest to the paintings during the high school.
Yeah.
So how it happens? Do you remember that moment that you just like, oh, I want to do this?
I remember one teacher said we're going to start doing acrylic painting, so find a reference. And it started with monochromatic, so I just chose all blue, and I chose these cupcakes. And I gave it a try, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this. I didn't realize I had a bit of a talent for it. So did a couple more paintings after that and realized I had a real knack for realism, and kind of just snowballed from there.
I'm Ukrainian, and in Ukraine, art is like somewhere on a lost line in a grades, so it's not really important, and kids and teachers not really pay attention to this specific. So not kids, not teachers, not spend a lot of time to teach this subject. And I'm curious how it's in America. So I heard tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if information not realistic, but art is one of the most complicated thing that you can have in a school. So it's not easy grades.
No. And it's pretty hard to get into. It's not highly encouraged unless you go to a specialized school for it, which I didn't. And I really had to fight to get into these classes. I almost like threatened my counselors, like, I'm going to drop out if you don't give me the classes I want. I'm just going to get my GED and go. And so they finally put me in like 3 years of art classes towards the end of high school, which I really, really appreciated. Was not taking that for granted. So it's very underfunded. Mm-hmm. You have to pay for a lot of your supplies. The teachers are given like basically nothing. You're given like tempera paints and the cheapest supplies possible. It's very like donation based sometimes. So people have like the students actually have to give money in the beginning of the year to even fund the classes. And there's a good chance that the classes might just get cut completely depending on where you are. Yeah, by the end of high school, I put in enough work that I was able to get a couple of scholarships, which was like really added up to like $1,000, and put that towards FIT. And I only went for like a month or so, which kind of like blew that money. Could have put that towards art supplies, but I didn't really know it by then. I kind of just went with the flow.
But I seen your pictures, and we have her works behind. It's hard to say that you don't have like not don't have the education, that you don't have the high quality university education, because your work talking that you can teach people to do that. You know what I mean? It looks like that's worth it. That's worth to go to the, I don't know, to the museum and be on the walls. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So what I want to ask you, the next question, what comes to my head is like, you had the option to use this after school education. What stops you to do that, and how it happened?
Basically, it was just energy and finances that kind of stopped me. Before I got into art classes, I was kind of dead set on fashion. It was something a lot of people in my family thought I was good at. I loved Project Runway. I used to do like the fashion sketches and thought I enjoyed it, but I didn't really have the knowledge of other mediums, or I wasn't exposed to all the different types of things I could have been doing at the time. So my mind was just dead set on FIT. That's the best school to go to. And you have this whole big idea of college in your head, and you have to kind of think about that while you're in high school before you get to college, like where you're going to go and what are you going to do. So that's what I was kind of dead set on. And once I went into those art classes, I was realizing, oh, I'm good at painting, I'm good at drawing, I'm good at all these other avenues, photography, mixed media. But I was still like, well, I already like put my heart into FIT. I might as well go and just try it. And I realized that I wasn't as passionate for it by then. And I only took a couple classes. I wasn't like fully enrolled just to like get my foot in the water. Okay. So thankfully I wasn't like so into it. I had the chance to just back out and change my mind, which I think a lot of people end up doing in college.
I'm like a person who have a master's degree and bachelor's degree. I must tell you, you not lose anything. You even more, you save some money. Yeah, I must tell you, because education, for some reason, especially art and stuff, is really expensive. And I think it's really expensive. In America, it's just crazy. I mean, it's everywhere. It's really expensive, but. And I must tell you that I seen the people after all this, my education and everything, when I finished it and I'm done with that, I see the people who doesn't have education and do crazy creative works. And main thing why, it's because they don't have a frames. They like because teachers have their own vision. artists who give you the information have our own vision, because we learn like colors and everything and composition and everything, and they have this frames, you put you in it, the frame of rules. To become a good artist, you need to learn all these rules and then break them and start doing something else.
Right.
And you like skip this moment when they put you in a box.
Right.
You start like, oh, I see how it looks like. I don't want a particular like this rules. I go and break that rules and it's going to look great. So I must tell you, you're not lose anything. I'm not trying to say don't go to learn anything. Education is great if you have money and time for it. But if you're passionate about it, and also it's a big thing, people who in the university, after first couple years, you became tired of it and you just like, why even do that?
Right.
And you lose this passion to do that. And when you actually love doing art, you don't need to school, actually.
You're just going to do it.
It sounds like I try to go against the education, but education is great. Yeah, education is actually great because these frames, this box they trying to put you in, it's a box of information. And because everything you do every day, it's just draw and draw and draw, and you draw not something you want, you draw something they ask you to do, because you need to know how to build the skeleton, how to like all this anatomy, the composition, the color theory. So you just learn it, all of it, and you just spend this time with the people who already know how to do that. I think it's helpful, but I also think you can find this information anywhere on the internet, in the books, and in a library.
Right. I think an education is an extremely important resource. I think it's a big privilege to be able to get an education, especially in art. And I think they give you a good framework if you don't know where to start. So like learning the anatomy, values, colors, shapes, all that, like it's hard to know where to start. And sometimes that's like a good thing to like have like a professional tell you where to start and how to build those skills. But I think at the end of the day, if you love something so much, like you're just going to go out and find whatever information you can. You're just going to put your heart into it. Like you're going to find a way to do it. Like I kind of did things backwards or in my way, breaking the rules and starting with colors first and then not really knowing anatomy. So then going to anatomy and then learning lighting and color theory. And, you know, there's not much of a structure towards it, but you look for what you're interested in and you go there. And then when you build up that skill, you go over here and it all just over time builds up. And if you're dedicated enough, you'll find your style, you'll find what you're interested in. And it's fun to break the rules.
Definitely.
You know, you mentioned like trying to figure out where you, like, as far as an education is concerned, they kind of help you find out like where you start and like how you fit into the world. But being that you didn't have that step necessarily, like, I'm kind of curious as to like how you found your start in like exposing your art and sharing your art with the world. So like, can we talk about that first experience? Was that like an exhibition? Was that an art show? Like, what was that like first sharing your art with people that weren't necessarily like your family or friends?
Right. I started just showing my work on Instagram and DeviantArt, like most people, and that's just a personal portfolio for my family or whoever found it finds it. Not really getting much traction, but the longer I did it, the more people found me, and eventually a fellow artist, Joe Gamel, working with Crown Collective, found me in Philly, saw one of my works, The Social Butterfly, this ginormous piece that I worked on over the pandemic. And she asked if I wanted to be in her upcoming showcase. And I was like, is this a scam? Are you real? I did my research. She seemed legit. And I was like, all right, I'll come visit. And I brought my work over, my precious baby, and did the exhibition, met a bunch of really cool artists, made a lot of friends, made a lot of connections. And from there, it was, you want to go to this show? Okay, I'll do this. You want to do this exhibition? Sure. Do you want to be in this Chelsea show? And I'm like, okay, interesting. And more opportunities just started like falling into place out of nowhere almost. It's like almost overwhelming, like the amount of like opportunities that just come like out of nowhere. Like I thought I was screaming to the void, putting my art out on the internet, and just keep going, and something will hit, something will stick. And that kind of gave me the motivation to like take my art even more seriously and create better pieces that I would want to show people in the public, and not just art for myself, but art for other people.
And how was it transitioning from, like you said, screaming to the void to like people actually noticing? Like, how did you handle that?
It was a lot. I'm a very introverted person, very quiet, very shy. But I think it was like a godsend. Like it really helped me put myself out there. It was a big learning curve. It's still a big hurdle I have to get over, like talking to people and staying connected with others. But I think I found my community. I think I found a good place where I actually belong, and it makes it easier to socialize and like make those connections that I never thought I would originally. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's still a little scary, but it's fun overall. Like I enjoy it, and I don't want to take it for granted.
I'd like to kind of redirect that towards you, because I'm sure you've had your experience in Ukraine and then kind of moving to America. It's almost like starting over again. Like, can you relate to like anything about like what she said, and especially like when you're exposing yourself to like a newer audience, especially one that doesn't speak the same language as you?
Actually, the first thing I want to address is I think most of art is introverts, and any collective sitting and talking with the artist is like just a bunch of introverts trying to pretend like they are extroverts. And because they all understand each other, there's a little like, I feel uncomfortable. They just like go to like and drink somewhere, like a tea somewhere in the corner. So I must say most of artists that I met in America, because for me it was just the beginning. Like I think the same year that you start, we start, like maybe a little bit earlier we start, but the same year we just start to push it, like not like start to do art, start the pushing it and show it to the people. I still feel like I need to work a little bit about that, because I see the greatest works, really good artists, and most of them really open and really willing to talk, willing to give you advice, where to go, where's the good exhibitions, oh, you're gonna fit here, or like your art gonna fit here. What makes this community a little bit more tighter, or in a way, you need to be in the space. If you never put your art outside, how you can met that people. You met that people who was in that space, that people know other people, and just it spreads. But the first step is always really scary and complicated, because you feel like, what if, like you see that works, and because you see your works every time and you see someone else works, you start to compete. And you're just like, oh, they're so great. Yeah. And sometimes I have a question like, why they even invite me here? You know what I mean?
Right.
But definitely artists that I met until now, it's most open, talented, and kind people that you want to talk. Even time to time, you want to talk to them. You want to ask them if they have something new. I always, if I see on Instagram someone share something, I like it, I left a comment, because first, I actually truly like it. And the second, I try to show the support. Like every artist needs support and kind of acknowledge of their work. Like, yes, I did it. Tell me you like it. Tell me you've seen it. if you know something that you can share, like some art fair or exhibition I can be fit in, just let me know. And they usually do.
Yeah.
It's great. In Philly, I don't know, in New York, I want to one day go to some of the exhibitions in New York, even not the part of exhibition, but just go and look what New York based artists create and how they look like in general, because you want to see the faces.
Yeah.
Behind a camera, we hear that you do not only paintings, and we present you as a mixed media artist. Can you share what else you do? And I heard that you do weaving.
Yeah.
It's touched me because I'm also do weaving.
Yeah.
Not right now, not in this particular moment, because I need a weaving frame or like some kind of working place for it. But I have my bachelor's degree in this, and is like, oh my God, someone else do it. I want to talk about that because it's something really special for me. Can you share what you do and share about the weaving? How do you find out that's that thing?
Yeah. It kind of first started from crocheting. I have just all this yarn laying around, don't know what to do with it. I discovered weaving like on YouTube by chance and learned that I can make my own loom with old canvas frame. So like I ripped apart a canvas, put a bunch of nails in it, and just made my warp and started weaving. And it's just so relaxing and so fun. It's a good way to get rid of all that extra yarn laying around. Mine are like more small scale. So like those big ones are so intimidating. It's like amazing, like the big rugs and everything. But right now I just have like a couple. It's not like a major thing that I'm doing. And I kind of like focused more on painting because I was like, oh, I'm getting good at that. Let me just focus on it because I have so many different interests that I'm ADHD. Just let me do this. Let me try that. Let me do this. And I work in my room for a studio. So like after a while, all the supplies just starts piling up and you don't know what to do with any of it. And it's like not good to just scatter yourself everywhere. It's nice. It's good to have all different like foots in different areas, but like I needed to like reel it back a little bit. And I think the weaving kind of like took a back seat. But sometimes I go back to it, depending on if I'm bored. I'm like, oh, I want to go do some more weaving. It's fun. It's really nice.
I must say, I probably never met artists who don't try different stuff. I think that's artistic curse, that you see something interesting and you want to try it.
Yeah. It's good to experiment.
Yeah.
It's good to, you never know what you'll like, and you might like something more than something else. And that's how I found painting and printmaking and collage work, is just by trying and going, oh, this is interesting. Let me do another one of those. Or, oh, that's really cool. Let me experiment with this. And
now you're sharing what you do.
I know.
So you do collaging. I was like, we pull it. You do collaging.
It's almost too many things for me to remember.
I mean, you do this.
Yeah.
I tried to say like, no, you must remember it, but I understand.
It's crazy. Things like I don't even remember what I do. I have to go look in my studio and go, oh yeah, wait, I did that. I work with resin and make jewelry. And
Exactly. We have magnets. You do the magnets we have on the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
So you do like different stuff. And how I understand with like one of the things, and I think you even share it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You did this. I forget how it's called. Like an eye for like from a bad eye help.
Yeah, the evil eye.
Yeah, the evil eye. You make from some stuff like
egg carton.
Yeah, and you cover it, and it's like, and if you don't see the video on Instagram, you probably never know what it's made from.
Yeah.
How do you have that idea?
I really like recycling. I try to use up all my resources. I don't like wasting things. And I was just looking at the egg carton one day at the bottom of it, and it had a cool, interesting design. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do something with that. And I cut them all out, laid them out on my board, just started painting, and like, oh, that looks like an eye. I love the eye. I love the evil eye. So made a bunch of those. Did a couple other designs. Use hot glue, make like these weird like crinkly, gooey designs that your magnet looks like. I made a couple of canvases like that. So there's a couple other bigger pieces like that. So that's like that little magnet turned into a bigger piece. Like, it's weird how you just experiment and go, oh, I could use that here, or oh, I could do that here. And the magnets were like just a small little one-off thing once in a while I make. I did open an Etsy shop thinking that like I'll sell all my products, but it's not like what it used to be. It used to be so much easier to get yourself out there, and now they're just promoting like drop shipping and fast fashion.
True.
It's not as like catered towards artists anymore. So I need to like market myself more on Instagram. That's like
we all need
my weak point.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If we're talking about specifically your art and you create, if for a person who never see your work, who watching it, what the biggest thing you create that shows who you are, like because I seen your work. For me, I like this. That's what I see your art, and I'm like, that's her. I understand. I see your face on top of it, like right here, for example.
My face.
But sometimes it can be like the tooth on the black canvas, colorful tooth with the little pieces. I understand it's you. That's your style.
Yeah.
What the best thing you like to draw that show who you are?
My favorite thing is my face.
Your face.
I love making self-portraits.
How many of them you have?
I have a few. They're more my private collection. I don't show them much, but once in a while I'll post them on Instagram. They're not ones that I intend to sell necessarily, so I don't promote them as much. It's more of a personal like thing. I think we have very similar stories. Like, I was very insecure growing up with like my nose and just how I looked, or you know, I always thought I needed like a nose job growing up because I'm like, well, everyone thinks I'm different. I need to look like everyone else. But getting into self-portraits, it really like helped me learn how to love myself more and just accept who I am and find the beauty in my flaws, which aren't really flaws. It's just what society projects onto you. And we're all like unique. And there are people that look like you and they are beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with having a bigger nose or ears or like blemishes on your face or whatever. Like, everyone is unique, and I like to highlight that in my work. Like, I have little blemishes and my nose is prominent and my eyes are dark. They're not like baby blue or things like that. And I fell in love with my face.
I hear that, I don't remember who say that. I think we interviewed someone and someone said, when someone draw you or on you, I think it's body painters. It's the moment when you can get the love. So someone spent the time, paint and this patient to draw you. And it's like you receive the love, so you just give yourself lots of love. It's actually it's really interesting topic, because I also think about, it's weird. I'm not put it on me because I have insecurities, lots of them. But I also look at the people around, and more different people, more interesting. And being in America and seeing absolutely different people who speak in different languages, they're different colors, wearing different clothes, try to be themselves, and you just look at it as great. I don't want to change them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I need to change myself. I need to do that. I need to do that. But I think when you receive the and art helped me with this too. You go through, I draw myself and I'm gonna love like spent this time to love my face and create it beautiful. And I go from a different, like I make all of them look like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I make all of them with the big noses and big ears because I want to, for everyone, like we all equal.
Yeah.
We all, not in particular, like we all same noses, but the main thing what I try to show is like, yeah, we all have different features, but we all the same.
Yeah.
Not judge anyone for someone have a bigger eyes or smaller lips or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Like just being able to accept yourself through art, and then other people connect with that, and you find that like you aren't that different. Like it's nice to be unique, and you are the only person that you are, and no one else will be you. But you can connect with other people, and we can come from totally different backgrounds, and still find that like thing that connects us. Whether it's like looks or personality or whatever it may be. Yeah.
I want to ask you, when you show your works, like on exhibition the first time, and you said it was like a weird and scary and awkward, how do you feel right now after like how much is like 2 years almost?
Pretty much. Yeah.
When you show your work, how do you feel and what people say about your work and how you feel about whatever they say?
It's like such a thrill. Like I almost don't care what people think, not in like a negative way, but like
What did you say?
Exactly. Like I know people are gonna like it. Like they're gonna find something. Like I kind of leave it up to interpretation. I like people projecting themselves onto my art and finding meaning in it that I didn't necessarily intend. Like I just like hearing other people's thoughts, whether they like it or don't like it or have critiques or whatever it may be. Like I'm so open to it, and I'm also there to look at other people's art and find inspiration. So I put my work up, I leave it there, and I run off, and once in a while I'll see people looking at it and I go, "Ooh, what did they say?" It's just, I don't know, it's nice to expose it no matter what. Like, don't care what people think.
Do you talk to people who like looking at your art?
Yeah.
Or you try to like avoid them, just like let them?
I kind of stand afar and like, watch them discuss it with their friends, and then I'll walk up and go like, "Hi, I'm the artist. Do you like it? What do you think?" And they're like, "Oh my God, I love it." It's just like, it's so sweet what people will say. Like you spent time staring at something I made. Like, what the heck? Did I put you in a trance? Like something spoke to you to look at it. Like, even if you think it's ugly, like I made you think about something. Like, I don't believe in bad art.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's taboo art, there's propaganda, whatever, but that's just like a small minority. Like all other art, it's meant to make you think something, feel something, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, I got your attention. I made you think. That's really cool.
I know. Do you have something to talk about? You wearing a really special glasses, and I know you want to share it.
Yeah.
So what's going on right now with your vision?
So last summer, around July, I noticed I was losing vision in one of my eyes. Didn't really think too much of it. Thought it was like something that would pass. Didn't pass. Got much worse. Couldn't see anything. Started getting massive headaches. And I was like, I think I gotta go to a hospital. This isn't good. Go to the hospital. They say they can't really do much about it, but we see there's something wrong. You have to go to a specialist. It became a whole big ordeal. Became very sick. Couldn't leave my bed. I thought I was going completely blind. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to make art the same way again. And it really just like put a halt to everything I was working on. Like I was thinking 10 years of perfecting my craft. I'm finally at a place where I like what I'm doing. I can market it and sell it. And now I'm going blind. And this like changes everything. and what am I going to do? And I kind of told my mom, I'm like, you know what? Even if I go blind, I'm still going to make art. Like, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to find something to do it. Like, I'm too deep into this. Like, whatever happens. Finally found a doctor that could help on medication. Was able to get some of my vision back, but it left really permanent damage, have blind spots, really sensitive to light, and that really affects the way I work. So I can't work in sunlight. I get really bad headaches. I can't focus the way I used to. Like it's kind of a downer. Like, you know, you work so hard on something and then the universe goes, nope, taking that away from you. Got to work around it. But I know there's so many different artists out there who like have severe vision loss or are completely paralyzed or whatever ails them. They find a way to like create art. They don't let that stop them. Like, they're just going to do it because they love it. And I find that so inspiring, and that really helped me keep going. And I was like, oh, well, I guess the prices of my artwork just went up because I'm visually impaired, which, you know, it sucks, but life goes on. You have to get over it and find a way. Life finds a way.
So how do you dealing with that right now to create? Do you create during the night?
I have to keep the lights very low. I wear special glasses, the hat. It's not just a fashion statement. I have to work in like small increments and then go lay down, wait till the headache's gone, go back, work, squint really hard. It really affects the way I edit like photos on my phone because I only have a few minutes to like look at the screen on full brightness, get all the work done, and then post it on Instagram and be done. If you look at my Instagram, a lot of my recent posts kind of like inconsistent with like the lighting and everything. And I'm just like, dang it. Like, it's all like weird, but I just got to get over it. I post it. That's it. People like it. No one really notices. I'm the only one that notices. You just got to like work around it, work faster. And it kind of like forces me to like not be too perfectionist. Like, because I would spend hours just like editing and making sure this lighting was the same as this and whatever. And it just kind of taught me like, get it done, get it out. That's it. Work faster. Don't be too hung up on it. Let it go.
But your vision right now, it's like not really good, but it's not going worse.
No, thankfully I was able to regain most of my vision back. I really thought I was going blind completely for a minute
Scary.
there. It was terrifying. I still have some blind spots. If I look away, I can't see your face. It's very strange. It's a lot to get used to. A lot of like floaty things in my vision, flashing lights. It's a big adjustment. But thankfully, I'm very lucky that I was able to like reverse some of the side effects from whatever was affecting me.
But the doctors say what exactly was?
Right now, they believe it's a rare autoimmune disease. I think it's like uveitis. There's other names for it. It's super rare. And the type that I have, my doctors, like, you can see the scarring when they take images. There's like, I have it on my Instagram. They're really cool. They're interesting. But they said that the type of scarring I have is very strange. They've never seen it before. Every doctor I go to is like, what the hell is that? Like, gotta go talk to someone else. So it's a bit of a mystery. The cause of it is a mystery. I'm still going for tests. I'm at the doctor's like every couple of weeks now, like just constantly. And I hate the doctors, but so I'd rather get a million more tattoos than go to the doctor.
I have my opinion about it. Of course, I recently think about that artists deal with lots of complicated situation. If it's not financial complicated, to they doesn't have enough money to create, or it doesn't have enough time to create, or I don't know, the health doesn't give them opportunity to create as much as they want to, but they still create.
Yep. You find a way. If you love something enough, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be art, like you're gonna find a way to do it. You'll find time, you'll find the energy. If I have to tape paintbrushes to my hands and go like this, I'll do it. If I have to go and make sculptures that are more kinetic and touchy-feely, that's what I gotta do. Like, I was put on this planet to make stuff.
That's what people call the artist crazy. But this is the craziness. It's not because they're like insane. They just really passionate about what they do, and they're willing to do this in any circumstances.
Yeah.
That's I must to say it's really strong that you like, because I'm just like, oh, if that's crazy if it's something like this happens, because it's the main thing, you colors and everything. It's part of the artistic expression that you use in your art, and it's really scary, and you just I still gonna do it, and it's inspiring.
Thank you.
It's really inspiring.
I'm happy to hear that.
I mean, yeah, you deal with it, and I still gonna do it. It's not stopping.
Nope. Can't stop me.
Whatever the universe say, or God, or whatever you believe, you just like, nope, it doesn't work to me. I still gonna do it.
Yeah. No, it's weird because I say like, not to be too religious, but I feel like God speaks through me when I'm making art, like whatever subject matter, like what's your inspiration to make this or that? I'm like, something just told me to do it. I saw something, I took a photo reference of it, and something told me to paint this, or something, I had to capture that. Like the universe, that creative collective that everyone I feel is connected to, like it comes out. And then sometimes the universe takes things away and goes, now work with what you got and do it this way. Like, it's interesting how that all works.
But you still create.
Oh,
and I'm really glad that, because I'm a fan of your art.
Oh,
honestly,
I'm a fan of yours.
You know, but real life, you deal with the vision problem.
Yeah,
and also, how I understand, except art, you have stuff you doing with your. You have a family business, right? Yeah. You want to share about that?
Sure. Me and my family run a bed and breakfast in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, called the Flagstaff Lodge. It was originally owned by an artist couple, Nick East. I'm not sure what his wife's name was. I'm still doing research on them. Not very much is known about them. But Nick East himself did a lot of different works, from stained glass to metalworking, painting, collage, very similar to what I do. He built this house pretty much from scratch, from a trailer, and the house is humongous. It's beautiful. It's like a big labyrinth. It's set on the side of a mountain. It's so peaceful. It's so inspiring. It's like a fun thing to like walk around the premises and explore, because there's like little sculptures that you would never have seen, or like hiding, and like just cool little treasures to find. And I feel like his spirit is lingering in the house, because I just feel so inspired to make more and learn more. Yeah, and the town is very artistic itself. There's a couple different artists with their own galleries in town, and it's a really cool place. Yeah, I like, if you want to come over, I'll make you breakfast.
So you're the main breakfast maker in the
Oh no, everyone shares responsibilities. So my mom makes a lot of the breakfast. My dad will make breakfast. We'll clean the rooms. We host. You want ice? I'll get you an ice bucket. Yeah, it's really fun.
So family business. Do you have other projects that you work on right now?
Yeah. Connected to the bed and breakfast, we have plans to open a gallery and consignment shop. So the artist that owned the place left a lot of artwork behind, and it's kind of sitting in storage at the moment, and we would love to have that all on display for everyone to see because it's beautiful works, like all scenery and other things like that. These really big geometrical, almost kaleidoscope pieces, really cool stuff. And we'd also like to showcase other artists, whether locally or internationally, some of my work. And then the consignment shop, if people want to sell their crafts, like artisans, you have candles, you have jewelry, you want to sell prints, we're all open to all of that. And that's something that we've been working on for a while. Hopefully that all comes to fruition soon. We've been working really hard on it. A lot of labor, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah.
But you said there was a place was already like a studio or like art space, and they just leave the arts there.
They just left it all there. The whole place was just filled top to bottom with art, and since then we've renovated, kind of updated the space. One room used to be a sewing room that turned into a bedroom, kind of really like focused more on the bed and breakfast. But on the side, we plan in the garages, the place is ginormous. So we plan to have one room, the gallery, have his works up and other people's works, and then consignment shop where people can sell their goods.
That's actually the big thing.
Yeah.
I sometimes will share with the Jay that I really want to have some kind of, not like a living building, but maybe some construction, not construction, but how do you call it? There was like, for example, this, our house, it was factory.
Yeah.
So I want something like this and have some space to make events and exhibitions and stuff like this. In a way, I want to show my works because I think the main reason why you need to do that and you push to do that and you're passionate about it because it's a way to show your work.
Yeah.
And of course, if artists left their work, if it's like I really want to see that.
Yeah.
I really want to wait until you push any updates about it. It's gonna be great.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm entertained this idea too. Sometimes I feel like it's a great, and you see the universe just like, yeah.
Well, I have a whole catalog of artists to call to once it's up and running. So you guys are definitely on the list.
Is breakfast included?
Absolutely.
What about bed?
Bed included, everything.
I'm red. I feel my cheeks are red.
Aw.
You want to ask something? I'm sorry, I was just gonna.
He's thinking about breakfast.
just about the breakfast.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
I love waffles and pancakes. Anything sweet. Real sweet tooth.
You like the
Waffles
topping?
or pancakes, if you had to choose.
Or French toast.
Waffle artist. Waffle or pancakes? French toast.
Well, I do like pancakes and booze. They had really good pancakes.
We unfortunately never try that because that contains
line is
milk.
so warm. And the line is like humongous. It's like impossible.
Yeah.
We can make vegan pancakes. Yeah, it's sweet.
Do you have any exhibition in the future that you willing to promote soon, or you gonna be and people can go and check your art? Or you're not planning anything yet?
Not really planning. Kind of been taking a break recently. Just taking a chill pill. Maybe pancakes and booze in March in Brooklyn. Not set in stone, but maybe not.
Okay, well, at least you can subscribe on her Instagram and then you can know if something's going on.
Yeah.
So
I'll be promoting.
Promote yourself right now. Say where to find you.
I'm at Toni Hollannd on Instagram. If you want to buy something, at Holland Shop, 2 N's. Remember that.
We put all links in a description box. If you you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe. You need to subscribe and you need to check her work. Trust me, it's great. And you can see this behind us a little bit. It's like a sneak peek of her works. And yeah, I really appreciate that you come today. And I think it's great. I really like to talk with the artists who inspired me. And I mean, I hope I can see your work in the MoMA.
Aww.
Because I like to go there and I think you fit there pretty good. With I still under impression of the cherries. I think, can we put the picture of the cherries right here? Picture of the cherries. That's I just seen it as like it's just stuck in the cherries.
Maybe I'll bring it next time.
Yeah,
See you in
definitely,
person.
definitely. Thank you very much, and I think it's picture time.